Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and so today I'm hoping to work on day 5 and day 6 in my 2021 December daily album. I am feeling like I'm working at a really great pace for the time that I have these days for this season in life. And so that being said, for day 4, I spent a lot of extra time working on that page. And for day 5 and 6, I'm going to try and keep it simple, just to keep momentum going and keep on track the way that I'm going in this project. So for day 4, I had this gamograph, I think is what it's called, and a little pocket. And that means that I'm free to do anything that I like for day 5. And so then, of course, Ali released another digital template for the 10 by 8 size. So I went and played with the Wonder template. And of course, I'll link the product in my blog post. And you can find that in the Ali Edwards shop. And what I did was I kind of played around a little bit. One of the things that we worked on Sunday and Monday of this week was decorating the tree, and that meant pulling out all of the ornaments, pulling out all of the Christmas boxes. It's somewhat of an exhausting kind of job, and I felt super exhausted by it this year. My energy levels just aren't really that great right now. But in the end, we have a beautiful tree that is decorated, and the house is mostly done at this stage. So that's what those are the stories I'm gonna tell for day 5 and day 6. And so the Wonder template, the first thing I loved about it was the word art. And there were some different opportunities using the template to include the story, photo, numbers, whatever. So I changed things up a little bit. And my first idea was to just have the journaling on the right-hand side and have my photo on the left-hand side. And then I decided that the photo should be across the whole thing, and maybe the journaling could be a flip out. And then I thought, well, why don't I just do a vellum overlay? And I went into the Celine Studio Comfy Cozy Are We collection and pulled one of those patterns, one of the pattern papers, and printed that on the vellum as well. And so that's for day 5. I just have to put that together, and I'll probably add a little something over here. And my idea is to attach that. Probably will sew that across the top and have it lift up. And so that will be day 5. And then for day 6, I'm going to use the Christmas tree page that I made. And so it'll be on the back of day 5. And I'm going to include the photo of the tree and then use this. I'll probably have my number on this page on this side, and do some journaling or something over here. That's my task for today, so I'm gonna get started. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you have a good time watching. Okay, so doing another version here of a deconstructed photo template, and the top layer, which is the text, the word art, the number 5, and also a bit of patterned paper. That is all printed on vellum. And then the photo itself, I made the photo the full canvas size, so 8.25 inches high by 11 inches wide, and that's just the photo itself. And originally I was thinking that I would do a flip up, but you'll see in the end I decided to go ahead and just punch it and put it in the binder by itself, and that's fine. And then what you'll see here is a series of different options and decision making here of what to put on top of the patterned paper. And I knew that I wanted some kind of embellishments. I also knew I wanted to use those Ali Edwards labels in some kind of way. It was just a matter of deciding what and how I was going to use it. The products you see there, the acrylic pieces, are from Color Cast Designs. The Fa La La and everything in that little part of the tray is from Ellie Studio. Some of my Felicity Jane is in there, Paisley Press, and then the Ali Edwards embellishments that I purchased. So when I realized I didn't really like any of the options I had there, I went to my stash and pulled some of the items from my stash, and I'm just playing with those too. I thought that I wanted to do something red, and I really liked that Joy. I think that was also from Color Cast Designs from last year, but the red of that word didn't really look right with the red from the number 5. So that was one of the things I was struggling with, was the color that I chose to print the 5 with, and how it printed on the vellum seemed to clash a little bit. And now that I look over the process video, I understand why I was kind of struggling and why I went ahead with the chipboard stars, and it ended up working out fantastic. And I love what I came up with here, and that is I'm going to use the chipboard star. And originally I thought, well, I'll just do one, but as happens when you're using stars, suddenly there's 10 on the page. And that's sort of what happened. And I'm not sad about that. And so it ended up being the acrylic stars from Color Cast and the chipboard stars from Ali Edwards. Okay, so moving on to day 6. And I somehow had an idea and I got a little hung up on this idea of putting one of the larger 6s on top of the paper tree that I created. Of course, you can see how the paper tree came together in my foundation pages videos. There's a specific video showing how that came together. And I kind of liked the look of a 6 over top of that paper tree. But for now, I'm going to set it aside and work here on the photo. And so it's just a very simple photo of our Christmas tree next to the sofa. I can't tell you how many months I've dreamed about taking this picture after waiting for the sofa for so many months. So it's really cool to finally go in there and take this picture, have the tree up, and have it ready for its star appearance in this album. And it really is a pretty photograph, and I'm so glad. I'm so excited about having the living room all done. It's all decorated now and so pretty. And so my idea for this photo was to do some circles and to do a little circle collage here and just have them cascading down the page. So the paper tree already set the tone for using LE Studio products, so I'm gonna transition into that here for this layout. And most of the products that I'm using from here on out are from LE Studio. And so I'm just going through some of my labels to see what circle labels I have. I also pulled some of the chipboard stickers to see what circle pieces I could use from those packs. And I also, you'll notice, I'll pull about every holiday stamp set I have from LE Studio as well, to pull this all together. And then I also remembered that I had these transparency circles from LE Studio, and so definitely wanted to incorporate one or two of those. And I debated in my mind, even as I was creating this, I was debating on whether or not to incorporate all these circles, because the paper tree itself is all rectangles. And here on this side is a cluster of circles. But in the end, I think it works. I think it works okay. And it does give the feeling of ornaments, round ornaments. So I'm not sad about how it turned out. But here, back to this idea of layering the 6 over top of the tree. I think that would be really pretty if I didn't have the paper tree and I just put the number 6 on a transparency. Like, that would be really pretty. But that isn't what ended up happening. So back to the circles we go. I'm giving you a little bit of whiplash here. And I just punched a couple of red circles to go behind those transparency circles so that they would show up a little bit. I ended up only using one. They were a little bit bigger than what I wanted for the layout. I wanted to be careful. In the debate on whether to do circles or some other shape because of all the rectangles, one thing I decided was to limit the size of the circles. And so that's why most of the labels and things here are smaller. And then I also, very clever, very important trick, I added a couple of rectangular word strips, chipboard word strips, in between those labels too. So once I sort of had the collage sort of figured out, I'm going to go ahead and adhere them down. I'm going to use the blank labels for journaling, and I'm sorry I cut off the video before I wrote in the journaling, but you will get to see the journaling in the finished photos and on the blog. And so I hope that you'll hop over to the blog and check that out at theresamoxley.com. And that gave me a space to add some of the words and to tell the story here. So this ended up being a really fun little cluster, and I'm glad that I did it that way. It's cute. It's cute the way it is, and helps remember that the word strips and the other shapes and the icons that you include in your layouts, they help to tell the story too. That counts as storytelling. We are visual storytellers. So that, in my mind, that's done, even though I know the journaling's not on there yet. But now the time comes to figure out what to do with this tree page. And so since in my mind, the journaling is going on the photo, then I'm sort of free here to add the number and to do a couple of little embellishments if I want to. And so I'm going to go back and forth here a few more times about a 6 and what to do with the 6, how to attach the 6, and then I end up scrapping it. And so I know that I wanted to do a little bit of stamping around the tree, basically to sort of break up that plain white background. The tree itself is attached to a Bristol vellum kind of artboard, and it's a little bit off-white. And so a little bit of stamping, adding a number will help break that up a little bit, I think, and make that not stand out so much as cream the way it is right now. So I'm going to use these little star background stamps from LA Studio. First, I'm using this ballet slipper from Pink Fresh. And yes, the stamp pad itself looks a mess, but it stamps pretty clean. It's fine. And then I went and grabbed the green, and so the number that I'm using is the number 6 or number 9 from Felicity Jane from the Bella kit. And I'm pulling the greens from the pattern papers there, and I thought that was a good idea. Make the 6 smaller, have it in that upper left hand corner, and use some of the background stamps here to help that be a part of the layout so that it doesn't feel like it's floating up there. And that meant that I could do some stamping with a bit of green as well. So I'm going to do that too. And then I'm also, of course, going to stamp a few words. And so I came across this fa la 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 stamp in one of the LA Studio stamp sets. And so I thought, well, that would be cute stamped across the bottom of it. It's not perfect, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. But that looks really cute. And then I thought, well, I need some more black stamping. This is how this escalates. And then I added the little star circle as well, and I'm doing that underneath the 6 and also on the right hand side of the page. so just wanted to wrap up for the day and come back to just chat with you, kind of laugh with you about how I think I probably used all of the LE Studio Christmas stamp sets that I have. I see I still need to add journaling here, so I'm going to do that before I take photos for the day. And so this is how these 2 days ended up in the album. I had a great time. I ended up leaving this as a loose leaf in the binder. I'll probably go back and add some hole reinforcers. I have them around here somewhere. I think I have red hole reinforcers actually. So I'll go back and add those at some point just to help that feel a little more stable, especially with the chipboard stars. But I really liked how that turned out. I thought that looked so pretty. I may even add a little bit of washi tape there. Let me see. What do I have that's fun? I mean, all washi tape is fun, but fun that goes here. Let's see how that looks. No, I think I'll just leave it for now. But you could. That feels so much like a traveler's notebook to me, just with the split. It's not quite in the center, but I love that. I love how it just allows those ornaments to peek right through, and then you turn the page, and I added one of the long Allie Edwards labels and the Felicity Jane alphabets that say all that glitters. And then of course the Christmas tree page. I added some stamping here just around the tree itself, and of course the gold star. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate all of your lovely comments. You've been so kind to me, and it's been so much fun to share this project with you. I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.